Hey Vikings, good morning. It's Miss Iona. It's May 6th at 9:30 in the morning. So hopefully you guys are doing good out there. A couple of you guys have mentioned that this week's work is a little bit difficult, so I'm going to make this short video. Hopefully it'll help. And let me know if you need further clarification or instructions. Okay, so this is what you guys saw in Google Classroom. As I mentioned, this week's work is a little lighter as far as amount, but maybe not in difficulty. So you're to read page 2 of this document and then complete pages 3 and 4. And of course, don't forget your weekly Achieve activities. Some of your Lexile scores are going up tremendously, so good job. Keep it up. And then you guys have my email if you need help. Okay, so irony. Irony is a figure of speech, meaning that it is language, obviously, that it is not being used literally. Oftentimes, irony is a contradiction between what is expected to be true and what is actually true. So if you think something is going to be true, the opposite oftentimes is true. And there are 3 types of irony in literature. Verbal irony, similar to sarcasm. If you say examples, thanks for the ticket, officer, my day just got so much better. That's an example of verbal irony. So you use your words to mean one thing, but actually what you really mean is the opposite. Okay, so that's verbal irony. Dramatic irony, we saw in Romeo and Juliet. Dramatic irony is when the audience, us, is aware of something that the characters in the story do not know. So we again saw that in Romeo and Juliet when they were both going to their deaths. The audience is like, just wait one more day or wait 5 more minutes. But the characters don't know it. That's dramatic irony. Usually adds suspense, as we saw in Most Dangerous Game, Lamb to the Slaughter, The Landlady. What was that other story that we read? I have to scroll down. Oh yeah, To Build a Fire. Okay, so those use irony to build suspense. Okay, so there are some examples of dramatic irony over here. And then the last example of irony that we're going to discuss in this video is situational irony. And that's when the events that happen are the opposite of what we expect to happen. So similar to verbal irony and dramatic irony. When we're watching something, it's the wait, what moment when you're reading a book or watching a movie. So kind of like a plot twist, or the opposite happens of what you think will happen. Let's read through some of these examples of situational irony. Firemen are unable to answer a call for help because the fire station is on fire. Yikes. Someone makes a post on Instagram about how people shouldn't use social media. That's kind of weird, but funny. And situational irony. And a marriage counselor files for divorce. It happens. So those are just different types of irony. And remember, it's just when you think something is going to happen, but the opposite actually. See if you can classify each of these examples as verbal, dramatic, or situational. If you can, for each example, tell me what kind of irony it is, as well as how the example meets the definition for that kind of irony. And example 1, in Beauty and the Beast, Belle tells Gaston, I just don't deserve you, when in reality, Gaston doesn't deserve Belle. So that's probably verbal irony. What type of irony is this? So you can say verbal irony. How do you know? Belle is saying she doesn't deserve Gaston, when in reality, Gaston doesn't deserve Belle. Okay, something easy like that. And you continue down, example 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try your best, you guys, and again, let me know if you need help with that. Down here is where a lot of you guys said, "Ooh, I don't know." And so the directions are, if you can, write down examples of irony in the 4 stories that we've read this quarter. A quick explanation is fine. You'll see the examples in next week's assignment. So that is next week. You'll have another assignment about this. And you don't have to quote it, just kind of try to reference it, okay? So looking back at Most Dangerous Game, that's the one where Rainsford goes to the island. And so the explanation, and he finds something he doesn't expect, neither does the readers. So I just made a quick explanation. It is ironic that Rainsford, a highly experienced game hunter, cannot identify the animal making the noises. Yikes. One would expect a skilled hunter such as Rainford to have this knowledge. Given these details, readers are likelier to predict the threat to Rainsford before Rainsford realizes it himself. And then I can mention to you guys that this produces dramatic irony, a situation where the reader knows something a character does not. The effect dramatic irony has on a reader is that it intensifies suspense, as the reader is aware of dangers that the character is not aware of. Okay? And so that's dramatic irony. The reader is like, oh man, dude, you got to get out of there. But he doesn't realize it until it's too late. Well, it ends up okay for him in the end. Okay, so to build a fire. So here we go. In To Build a Fire, London uses irony in the story to increase suspense again. The traveler in To Build a Fire is so arrogant that he believes he can beat Mother Nature. The reader can sense through a series of challenges the traveler will not make it out alive. This is dramatic irony. So the reader knows, but the character does not. Also, when he lights a fire that is supposed to help him stay alive, the fire melts the snow on the tree branches above him, causing the snow and twigs to fall on his fire, which puts the fire out. This is situational irony. So what was supposed to help him stay alive contributed to his death. Okay, so now we have the 2 stories for Lamb to the Slaughter. I didn't finish those because I'm hoping that the 2 examples on the top helps with those 2. Lamb to the Slaughter and the Landlady. They're pretty similar because in Lamb to the Slaughter, the story starts out with Mary Maloney, and the mood of the story is very, I don't know, maybe calm, and actually Roald Dahl uses the word tranquil. And so everything looks very calm and neat. And then something awful happens. So Roald Dahl sets it up in a way that creates irony because the reader is thinking, oh, this is going to be a very calm story. But once you realize what Mary Maloney is capable of, you realize, oh, geez, that was ironic. So hopefully that helps you, the Lamb to the Slaughter. And again, it's similar to the Landlady because poor Billy Weaver, when he first sees the bed and breakfast sign, he was just kind of in awe as to how beautiful the house looked and how peaceful and perfect it seemed to be. So you guys can hopefully remember it, but the text is also in Google Classroom for you to look at. But there's a pretty little Dachshund, the type of dog. He was, or she was, curled up asleep, and it was in front of a bright fire, and there were some flowers. Everything was very pleasant. So everything was very peaceful. And then the reader realizes once the landlady halfway up the stairs, this is once Billy Weaver goes in, right? And she lures him in. She turns her head and smiles at him with pale lips. Ooh. and her eyes traveled slowly all the way down the length of Billy's body to his feet and then up again. So the reader realizes, oh, yikes. Watch out, Billy. And so like I said, the lamb to the slaughter and landlady may be similar types of irony, and you don't have to quote anything, but just try to explain where the irony is. And I'll post this assignment or this handout in Google Classroom. And I hope you guys are doing all right. Miss you guys. And let me know if you guys need any help, okay? I hope this helps a little bit, and I'm here for you. So you guys are on for Lamb to the Slaughter and the Landlady. Okay? Peace out, you guys.